Hi, Mama Jackie.
Hi everyone. Layla's going to help me with this. We are in no way experts, but this we're going to do some spinning for you. Yeah.
Can somebody tell us when is the process of spinning for wool? When does that process happen? The wool is sheared. Then what happens? Jacob? No. What happens after shearing? Washing? Then carding? I see you can answer, Layla.
Oh, okay.
Carding. Carding is with two combs where you're pulling all the fibers apart. And then is what's next?
Spinning.
Yes. Spinning. Yes, I heard somebody say it. Okay. And so, Jackie, you can show us what what is
Yeah.
the form what is the wool form look like before you
So
start?
you can, yeah, so this is the roving, and this has been dyed, and I've pulled it apart. So I just have a thin bit. That's pretty, it's nice and dyed, but it's been, yeah, so carding straightens it all out, and then you get this big batting, and then we're going to weave this. I'm sorry, we're going to spin this into.
So, did you dye it yourself, Jackie?
Not this. We have dyed stuff, but with this was our first drop spindle stuff that we got, and it came with a little bit of roving. So this is a top whirl drop spindle. Here we go. And all you're doing basically is putting in a spin. So this kind of spindle, 1 second, was used even like 9,000 years ago, and it hasn't really changed. And the other thing you can do if you want to do this at home and you don't have a drop spindle, you can spin it with your hands if you have roving.
It takes ages.
Or you can just get a rock and a stick.
Oh, look at that.
Same idea. So
how did you tie? You just tied on the rock to the
make
stick?
a cross.
Okay.
And this is kind of, they think maybe the oldest thing. So the drop spindle is actually also called a rock.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Probably because this used to be what people used. And it just spins and puts a little spin, and then you pull that up. So should I try it? Do you want to try it? You do it first?
I don't know if I'm high.
I'll do it first, and then Layla's going to do it. And then I'm going to pull this a little thinner. And all you're really doing is putting a little spin in the yarn. I mean, in the roving. So I don't know if you can see. There's the spin, goes one direction.
Yeah.
And then you pull out your roving, and the spin, the twist, travels all the way up and makes the yarn. And then when it gets to like here, I'm going to take it off the top of that, and I'm going to spin it. I'm going to put it around here. So I can keep going. So
these are just a couple little weavings that I wanted to show you that you can, this is made out of raffia paper at the bottom. And this is, I decided to, remember we were talking about making different shapes? Here I decided to stop and to go back all the way. So it's its own piece like this. And it pops out. And then at the top, this is a piece of driftwood I found to put on. And then in the back, when you take it off of your loom, at the bottom, you'll have these little pieces. And because it's locked in, if there's tassels here, you can just leave it loose. But if I wanted to, if I didn't have these, or I wanted it to be very tidy, I could take a little piece of a little needle, and I could tuck these back into my weaving so that they're tidy. And at the top, you can take it right off the loom and just slide it right onto a dowel, or you could tie these into your weaving and you could make your own, do a new attachment. This is the cardboard little loom that I made just quickly. And I'm just going to give you guys a little explanation. So if you wanted to make this at home, and I can send something with Miss Abinator with better directions, but I just
Thank
took
you.
a square of cardboard and I measured out and put little dots where I wanted to cut.
Are those 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch? What do you have there?
1/4 inch.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I just cut little slits, and then I took some cotton, and in the back, I actually tied it in a little knot, but it's pretty sturdy on its own because it's cardboard, but you could put a little piece of tape here to keep it sturdy. And then I pull it, I'll show you.
Well, I noticed that it doesn't go all the way around.
No, it can.
Uh-huh.
It can go all, so there's two, that's what I was going to tell you. There's two choices. You can wrap it all the way around. And when you're all the way done, you can just flip it to the back and cut it with scissors. And because it's locked in at the top and bottom, that's your weaving.
Okay.
And you can fold it over and make a little bag or a purse or whatever you want with it. If you wanted to put this straight on the loom, like as straight onto, a dowel like this, I would do it, you could do it this way because then you don't have to sew. You can just slide your dowel right in.
Mm-hmm.
So when you put it on, you'll put it here. Let me take a few of these off.
Can I try, Mommy?
Let me just show everybody, okay? And then you can.
We just have a few more minutes before it's time to
And you
stop.
put it down, and then it goes behind, and then up in the little notch, and it goes all the way across to the back, and then you can tie it or tape it again. And then you can take your little tapestry needle, mine looks like this, and you can put whatever you want in there, yarn or whatever. I'm just going to use a little piece of cotton. And to get it started, you just put it, oops, you know what, actually a little trick to this that works really well is if you take a little pencil or a little dowel and you slide it underneath because it's really flat. Did you notice a lot of the looms, the middle is cut out?
Mm-hmm.
So that you have flexibility to move, but with the cardboard, you don't have that. So if you slide a little pencil or dowel or stick or something underneath it, it lifts up the warp. And then I'm just going to show you, let me make sure you can see that. It's going to go under, over, under, over, under, over. Can you see that? I'm sorry, it's clear. I just realized that might be tricky. Okay. Here, over, under, over. And then you pull it up. And this is the part I wanted to show you guys, because this is how you make your tension really nice, is you put your finger flat down here and you pull this up at an angle like this. And then you slide it down like a little half moon. And then you push it down with your finger. So it's nice and flat like that.
That makes it so it's not too tight.
So it's not too tight and not too loose. The first one is always kind of funny because you don't have anything for it to kind of pull against. But once you have that, then you do the opposite. Over, under, over, under, over, under, under.
And you might, if you're just beginning, you might want to start with a skinnier piece and just make like a,
yeah, you could do like,
some people.
yeah, you could do like 1/2 inch notches or something. And then it goes up. See if I pull too tight, what happens? It pulls the tension really tight, and then my weaving will be all skinny and funny. So it's important to put your finger here, pull it up at an angle, down. And if I had a comb, I mean, if you have a comb, you could use a comb, but you could also just use your finger and flatten it like this. And then once you're done with that, the last to make, when if you have a little piece of string left, you put it in, you weave it in, when you're all done, and into just about 2 or 3 of these, and you push it through the back. And it just stays back there. It's locked in. Like if you've ever knit, it's the same type of thing where you need to put it into the back. And then you trim the very back at the end, but all your little ends are tied in and woven in.
Mhm.
And if you just do that all the way up, you'll have a little piece of fabric for yourself.
Thank you so much.